Okay, good evening. So today, before we start our lesson today, I want all of us to make sure that you log in the screen. I wanted to guide you about something which you can do it later, not now. There is very important notes there I will share. So I need to explain something about those notes. If you can see on your screen, there is some notes I've shared. I already have it in soft copy. I will share it shortly so that it can be shared in the group. But I wanted you to concentrate on evaluate the characteristics, evaluate the characteristics, use and benefits of big data and data analytics. So evaluate, you make sure that you concentrate in that area. That area will assist us in the theoretical part of the business and data analytics. So evaluate the characteristics, stroke use, use and benefits of big data in data analytics. And then also explain the impacts of technology, of financial management, explain the impacts of technology, of the financial management, and then also the characteristics, use and benefits of big data in data analytics, and then the four types of data analytics, the four types of data analytics. So that is it. That is the notes. So those are the notes, and then make sure that you capture that diagram. So actually what I'm requesting, make sure that you bring that handout. You can bring that handout, and then also you can go through it. So mostly of the theory part of it, you can get them from that notes. So I will not be sharing all the notes. Sitakuwa na share all the notes, but only even if I share the whole, you just concentrate on the areas nimewaambia. So the other areas, okay. Can you repeat all of them again? Okay, I will. So I'm requesting, I have a booklet. I think you can see the heading of the booklets there. This is a what? Munaweza soma the headings, actually. Let me share the screen. I've shared the screen. Yeah, we need to, only part of those notes. It is not all the notes, because the other is not meant for us. At least we need some which is meant for us. So it is all about, it's a unit in what? You can see that subject, it is an international word examining body, but it is still for what do we call, for the CPA. So these are the areas nataka to concentrate nikiwashare this one. From bullet number 1, number 2, number 3, those areas, hizo areas yenye nime highlight, the one I've highlighted, I want you people to concentrate. But actually, we still have the 4 types of data analytics, also characteristics of big data, or uses of data analytics by organizations, benefits and challenges and risk of a big data and data analytics. Actually, it is almost everything. Impacts of the technology on the financial management. Okay, so that booklet will be shared shortly, and then you'll make sure that you go through, and then maybe after some times, when we'll be doing the revision of the theory part of it, you at least, you will find that there is direct questions from there. There is direct answers from that booklet, from the previous theoretical part of it, not the practical, the theory part of it. So today we'll be concentrating on the practical part of it, and then today we'll be concentrating on 2 functions, right? Very important functions for that case. Functions. We'll be concentrating on Countif, and then also Countif with S, Countif with S, Countif with S, and then also Sumif, then also Sumif with S, Sumif S, and then also the average if, and then average if with S, and then also the average if with X, average if with X. And then now the next thing we'll try to see if the time will allow us is the what? Is the index and match, which we were supposed to do on our previous lesson, but index and match. Index and match, very important functions. So this one, it can assist you to come up with your financial statement, the cash flow using these functions. So, but now before we do that, let us get the concepts of the Countif with S, and then some if, and then some if with S, and then average if with S. And then there is a data which will be shared in the group. This data will be shared in the group. We'll be using that data to do that question. Ambia Masia nitumie hiyo data. Ambia Masia ashare ka data nimemtumia kwa email ya kima kwa group. So to download your data, the moment wakishare to just download it, tutatumia for solve that question. Fine.
Boris,
Your name?
hello. Niko hapa kwa John just in case usi nini sawa.
Email yako wewe ndio unanisaidia kushare haraka kwa hiyo group. Estimate your email. So let me download to share kwa group. It is also a data set for some nimekutumia. Unapata moja. Share tu hiyo group tu kwa group Hata hiyo ingine data set. Ama imekuwa shared. Naona kama imekuwa shared kwa front office. Shared. In shared.
Yeah.
It does not be shared. Haijakuwa shared kwa office. So that is the data. That is the data we'll be using. You can see I've shared it in the screen. That is the data. But I want all of us to make sure that we have the data in our computers. Because today it is much better because I can see we have at least about 6 students in class. So I'll be going around to assist somebody mwenye atakuwa na any challenge. But I will only assist you if you already have downloaded the data. Also, we can try the Wi-Fi if it can work. This one, kama inaweza fanya the Reflon Plaza. I think the other one ikombale the router here, or maybe I can come up with that router here. So you can try this. Reflon Plaza. Then password is K23 hash and M. So maybe you can try that. Small. Hujakuwa share? It is working. The Wi-Fi. Yeah. So as we wait for the data, I need to explain when we need to use some if. When you need to use some if, and then count if. Okay, some if, and then some if in S. So in most cases, we then to use the sum if the condition is one. If the condition kuna mtu ameingia online. So in a situation where there is one condition, there is one condition. So for that case, you don't have to struggle to use some if with S. But now, if the condition is when the data you are trying to handle, it needs multiple, or in other words, more than one condition, that is the time you are required to use some if. What do I mean by that? Like, for example, you can see the data we have there. We have the date, we have the year, we have the financial, we have the amount, and then also we have the mapping. So, like, for example, let us take an example. For example, we need the revenue. And then that revenue, it is for 2014. And then it is, if it is only for 2014, we definitely use what? We can use some if our interest is to calculate the sum, but if we need to count, we can use the count if it is average, we can average if. But now, if we need, for example, to specify, like, for example, the word year 20, it is for the year 2014, and then not only 2014, also the financial should be what? Maybe the maybe let us say the taxes for that case. So you'll find that the condition is more than one. It is not one, it is more than one. So if it is more than one, or even three, or even four, or even 10, so we then to use what? Some if with S. Some if with S. Share the data imekuwa share. Yes. So kindly download the data. Kindly download the data. Kindly download the data. Download it for machine. Kindly. So kindly let us download the data as we wait for Muslim student. Nimeambiwa sifai kuendelea kama kuna mtu ameenda kusali. We have a Muslim student, so we have to understand. But meanwhile, for the new students, kuna wenye wamekuwa kama watakusaidia for the recordings, and then so we make sure that we download it. Tukifika tu we do it very fast. Oh, so the recordings. Yeah. Hata tenye iko hapa sasa it is recorded. It is recorded. But make sure that we download. That's no good. For today, yeah.
Recording in progress.
The internet is okay. The internet is okay because I'm the million about that internet. Now you're ready. I will be using just using it. Okay, so if today maybe we can start because if we have the data. So for the physical students, I will be going round, but before we do that, so I wanted us to start with the word. We use that sample data. We use the sample data. So let me remove these two rows so that at least we can. Okay, so Control Shift and then down. So that data, it is 400 and what? It is 436. So it is 436. A very good data for our what? For our demonstration. So maybe I can go back to the column number A and then row number 1. A1. Then I press enter so that I go back to the top. So remember today our lesson is all about the sum if the sum, you know, we have the sum. This one sum that Microsoft Excel, the sum, it is a function. It is a function name for what? That tells the application to perform some what? Addition to a range of data. That is it. The same thing applies to the word count. A count also is a function. And then maybe for the wanafunzi wenye tumekuwa na wao, already by saying something, no, this sum it in a fall under which category? Is it mathematical? What of the count? still mathematical functions. So we need to categorize those functions so that it can make work very easy for you. So the count simply also tells the application. For that application, what I mean by application is the statistical, or we can say, let us not use that statistical, analytical. Is there is the analytical tool. The analytical tool I'm talking about is Microsoft Excel. So there's Microsoft Excel to do what? To calculate the what? The average of data. The average of data. The same thing applies to the what? No. This one in account, the number of the cells, in account, the number of the cells which contains data or which contain data in a meet criteria run. But count, there is no criteria for the count. It will simply count the data you may select. But now, if we advance now to the Sumif or Countif, like for example, in the first row, let us see the first row. We need to count. We need the Microsoft Excel or the application. Let me just press my cursor there. Let us press our cursor there. It is what? It is 813. It is 813. We press 813. We make sure that we make 813, and then equal sign, and then equal sign, and then equal sign. Equal sign is a must because we had said that all the Excel functions start with what? With an equal sign. And then after the equal sign, it was what? It was the function name, isn't it? And then after the function name is the what? Opening of what? Parentheses. That is opening of the bracket. And then the next thing is the what? Is the argument, okay? And then the argument can be what? Numeric, it can be a text, it can be a logical, isn't it? So now for that case, I wanted us to insert from here. So we need, we can still go to the specific categories of the functions, but otherwise we can as well, select it all, and then we can type the function we need. So we can say, like, for example, we need to count. So the reason why I'm starting with the count so that you can get the logic. So count, and then I click go like that. So this is the count, and then okay. So once I've selected the count, so count, it is simply counting the content of the cells. So count is just selecting the what? The content of. So if I selected this date, because now I will not be dragging because it is a lot of data. So we can use the shortcut. The shortcut is what? Tulisema shortcut, we do what? We press control. Una press control L plus what? Plus shift key, even in your laptop, and then we can use the navigation arrows, the one like this, in the keyboard. So we press what? We can just press this one down. You press that one down. So press Control Shift, and then in the navigation keys, just press the down arrow, and then it will align like the way I'm doing. Kindly, can you see what I'm doing in the machine? Kindly see what I'm doing. So I've not started with the headings, because I'm not interested in the word, in the date. I'm interested in the content. So I'll press the shift. I'll press the shift key. No, control first, and then the shift key using my left hand side. Nime press those keys mara moja, and then in my right hand side, I just press down. I've selected all 436 what sample data. I've selected all the sample data. And then you can see from the word, you can see the answer there. The answer is what? David? From vile nimeselecting, unaona nimeshare kwa screen. It is what? Is it not 435? 36. It is not that. So yenye nimeshare kwa screen. Mimi naona, kwani nyinyi mnaona kitu tofauti? You know, now if it is 36, it means that you may include the what? You may include the date, for which you are not supposed to include that. So if I simply click OK, itaniambia This data contain how many observations? It contain 431. It is simply count in an count here. So let us say also, maybe we need the what? We need the total amount. The total amount. You can go to the specific what? The specific column for the amount. Because Ama, is it possible for us to calculate the sum of the years? Seen the way it is? Because I can see it is alphanumeric. We have Jan and then 14 for that. It is actually not possible, right? So we need to calculate for this. This is now the word E tumetumia sum. If I click there, you can see. By the way, there is a way you can copy that formula the way it is. You can copy the way it is. And then I can click here and then I can paste special. Okay. So if I need the formula, what the examiner does, ajue kama you have cooked your work or you have used the formula, is you come to the formulas, utakuja kwa formulas up there, utakuja kwa formulas there, and then show the formula. So if I click the show the formula, any data or any what do we call any work yenye nimetumia formula, can you see? You can see it shows me the word, inanionyesha the formula yenye nimetumia. So the formula here, the interpretation of that formula, it is the count, and then there is a parenthesis, and then from column B, and then row number 2 to column B, and then row 400 and what? 436. So that is for what? That is for count. So let me remove that, and then for this, let me just, this is for count. This is just for count. It is very important for us at least to do from the count. I know it is very simple for the other students, but I'm sure there is a student there at ajai to me account. It is very important so that we can connect the dots from the count if, and then count if with S. And then also we do what? We see the difference. We see the difference. So now I need us to do what? To use the sum. I think the sum, all of us, we know the sum. And then for the sum, we have the shortcuts of doing that also. So the equal sign, and then the equal sign, and then I can as well use the same method. Make sure that all functions, and then I type the function name sum, and then I click go, and then sorry. So I repeat equal sign, and then all the functions, and then sm sum, and then don't ignore the sum, because the sum that hiyo ndio utakuwa unatumia sana kufanya calculate the profit, the what. So this one I need now to go to my what? My column number what? I need to come to my column number, the column for amount. So which is what? Which is E2. So from E2, you need to master the shortcuts, because you will reach a time that you will be given a lot of data, a data of like 3,000 or something like that. So, highlighting it like that, it is details, and then you may end up making errors in the process. So the best way we can do, una select the first one, like the way I've done it in the screen. And then the next thing is what? Is the shift, is the control, and then the shift, and then down. And then down. So you can see the what? The summation there. It is just the total of the amount in that data set. It is about what? It is the 17. It is 17. Napendanga ukifanyanga vitu kama hizo, unaweka the thousand separator so that it can be very easy for you to interpret. So it is 17,536.84. So hiyo inatupatia tu, inatucalculate like the way vile nilikuwa nimesema. When we are using as a normal sum, it is just inafanya nini? Add. It will add the values. Add the values you may select. The one you may select within that range. And then the same thing applies to the count. In a count, hakuna kitu kingine inafanya. But now, if we say now sub if, so it means that it will only sum, it will only do some addition if with some condition. with some condition. Like for example, our condition for this case, let us say we need only the summation for the data which is greater than or equal to 50. So that is what? That is the condition. This is the condition. But for our case here, it is only one condition. It is, our condition here is you will only add zile data zenye ziko kwa cells zenye zina contain data which is greater than or equal to 50. Kama it meets the criteria, it means that it will not be what? It will not be added. Okay? Unajua, it will not be computed for that case. So now, sum if. So it will add only sum if it will meet that, if the data will meet that criteria. So maybe we can use that method here. So now we go to the sum if. Let us sum if. So for sum if, we are all of us, we have agreed that it is only one condition. If there is only one condition. But in which sometimes if sum if with S now is for you. So sum if, and then so now what I will do, so equal sign, I will show you two methods of doing that thing. We can use a method where we type the function in the cell, and then we can also insert the function. The inserting the function in most cases, it is the easiest. Okay, you don't have to hata mwenye unaona akona issue na Excel ajielewe vizuri, hata hizi opening quotes inakuwekea automatic, it is like the automatic. So let us use that method. So equal sign, and then today I don't want us to go to the categories because I know so far so good. My students, they know how to categorize the functions of it, of this analytical tool inaitwa Microsoft Excel. So now here I will come and then type sum if, and then go, and then now I select. You can see there we have what? We have sum if and then sum if with S. So mumeona hapo chini. We have sum if and then sum if. David, is it this what? So now if I click the sum if, wow, you can see there we have the range. So we need to select the range. The range. So for the range, our case here is the what? Is the amount. And then nilikuwa nimewaambia tukiselect the amount, especially when you are dealing with a data which is more than 500, you don't have to highlight it manually. I know you know how to highlight. You try to use the shortcut. So how do we do that? You know how to do that. So Control, Shift, and then down. I've selected all the data. And then now I'll come to the criteria. I like it, the criteria. Which is your criteria? Our criteria is what? Is greater or equal to. So it is greater than or equal to 50. So if the values, you know, if the word your amount, if your amount is equal to or greater than 50, it will be what? It will be added, ama itacomputiwa. Otherwise, it will not be computed because here we have only two options. So, and then some range, just to leave that for now. Oh, they because of some I think that like that, and then you just click OK, and then you click OK. So I want somebody in class to confirm for us. So because what you know, initially this was the total for all. This was the total for all. But now, for now, they have only added the values or the figures or the amount which made the condition. The condition in your system when you have to set. No. So that is it. So the simplest way of doing that, of confirming it, we can try to use the advanced filter tuone kama itatupatia the same thing. So what I will do to confirm, I will simply come here And then let me double click. So equal sign, and then ikuje kwa amount, and then I press enter. Sorry. So just enter, and then amount, and then I press enter. So the amount, and then the condition, but I think it is the same thing. Eh? So hata nikifanya hivyo bado itakuwa ni the same thing. So the condition is my condition is greater than or equal to 50. So let us try if we will get the same answer. Hiyo itakuwa ni long method. Eh? That is a very long method. Let me just use this one, equal sign, and then a filter, and then I need only those which are greater than what? Which are greater than or equal to, which is greater than or equal to. So which is greater than or equal to which is greater than or equal to, you can see, unaona that icon, eh? Which is greater than, cast out of, you can see, eh? Which is greater than 50, and then I click OK. So if I click OK, it has filtered all the data yenye equal to or greater than what? Or greater than what? Now I can calculate the summation for this. I can calculate the summation. So the summation I can highlight like that. And then you can see down there. So I can see it is 11. Need the same. Need the same. Eh? So I think that one is okay now. So at least now we know the one. We know to use. One is ukijua kuitumia the sum if. Definitely utajua kutumia the average if. Utajua bado kutumia the what? The count if. Eh? Because only these functions inafanya different what? Zinafanya different actions. Eh? Ya kwanza ina add, hiyo ingine ina count. The other one ina find the average. Eh? So they have different actions they perform. So I don't know whether it is okay for everyone. Nyakio, please repeat some if. Please repeat some if. Okay. So the first thing you should do, the procedure number one is the equal sign. And then we have all of us, we have agreed that maybe I've used the longer method. I can still use the word, the shorter method. So this one you will type just some if. I will just type some if here, some if, and then I double click. If I double click, you can see there we have what? We have the range. We have the range. With the range, I have to select and then Control Shift and then down. Assuming that you already have the data and then you are doing whatever I'm doing from my end. So if you are doing whatever I'm doing from my end, you will not be having any problem. So, and then comma, and then the criteria. The criteria is that we had agreed on our previous lesson is that only this data analytical tool, it is not only Excel, even if you are using the R statistics, which is also one of the recommendation in PDA. So because this is it is alphanumeric, or there is a mixture of what? Of a simple and a what? And a number. So it is not a number. So we need to introduce what? Opening and closing quotes. So under the criteria there, if you are typing the formula, you need to open a bracket. And then now the criteria, our criteria, if it is greater than or equal to 50, and then I close the quotes. That is the rules. And then since we don't, for now, we don't need the sum range, we'll require the sum range to kienda kwa inaitwa nini the sum with this. So I close the bracket and then I press enter. And then definitely I'll get my answer. So those are two methods. And then another method is that you can use this method where you simply equal sign and then insert and then sum if, and then now the range is you should select it, Control Shift and then down, and then the criteria. You don't have, when you use the long method, you don't have to work out the opening and closing quotes. It is automatic. So here you should just unaweka the criteria or the condition greater than or equal to 50. And then sio lazima ikuwe hiyo, it was just about a condition in my setup. We can use different conditions. We can use different conditions for that case. Now, we need now to go to the real thing. We need now to go to the what? Because once you have understood that, you will be in a position, like for example, in that sample data, you are required to determine the revenue using some if, determine cost of sales using some if with S, and then number 3, preparation of income statement and statement of financial position. Ukitumia the sum if with S, ukitumia sum if with S. But unafaa kwanza ukuwe na concepts ya sum if with S before even you do anything from that case. So we need to determine the cost of sales using some if. So what should come to your mind tukisema some if with S? So it means that condition is not 1. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be even more than that. So the condition for some if you gonna multiple condition or the multiple criteria for that case. So let us demonstrate using the same sum if. So sum if S, sum if S, sum if with S, sum if with S, sum if with S. So let me try to use the long cut. Hey, naona Ropen hapo amekaa starehe, inaonekana kwa image screen. How comes class naona kuna 16. Kwani 16 wametoka wapi? Okay, so let me reshare. Kulikuanga na drop ya inaitwa nini? And then I will give you nitawapatia assignment ukishamalizana na hii twende tujaribu. We try, solely trying, so as some if with s. Tushatumia if, si ndivyo? Tulikuwa tumetumia if, sasa tumetumia some if ndio tuko some if with s. So the range okay, so some range. So our sum range is this one. So tunaanzia our sum range is the first one is that one. So control shift. And then we have the criteria range number 1. The criteria 1. So tulikuwa tumesema this one inafaa ikuwe na more than one conditions or more than one criteria. So unaona immediately we selected the sum range. The Microsoft Excel or the Microsoft Excel, the data analytical tool, unaona down there inaniambia criteria range 1. So it means criteria tunapata to select the whole, tuna select kwanza hiyo range ya hiyo criteria and then tuna identify the criteria from the range. Unaona? The range ni select that entire column. So criteria range number 1 for our case is the what? Is, let us select it. We can agree which criteria tutatumia. Oh, if I do that, I'll be wasting time. So let us go to the financial. The criteria number 1 is the financial. So I'll click criteria number 1 and then financial and then control. All of us, I want you to be very keen there. All of us. So you press control and then shift. So now you can identify the criteria. Sasa from that range, yenye nimeselect ni criteria gani tunatafuta? With which criteria? Do we have the revenue there? And then hata kama ni revenue, kuna revenue. Kuna what do we call? We have the revenue, supermarkets, we have cost of food. So which one? Revenue retail. So revenue retail, so that is the criteria. So there is 2 ways we can do that. One, we can just type. Or we can just select it from the table. So umeniambia to select which one? Revenue retail. So revenue retail. That one, thing I've selected. And then now we go to the criteria range number 2. We go to the criteria range number 2. So let us say maybe criteria range number 2 is the what? Is the criteria range number 2 is the year. Is the year. So I will simply collect it, the year. So, and then control shift and then down. So, and then we go to our criteria number 2. So our criteria number 2, we need done for 2014, isn't it? Why just select 2014? So you can select any. So there is 2 continuous. You can just type. Ama tuende tuandike that thing maybe in the corner of our what? In the corner of our worksheet. So if so now you can see the results there. You can see the results there down there. the formula results. If I click OK, like that. So tumetumia criteria, tumetumia when ulikuwa unafuata. What was our criteria?
Criteria. It was revenue detail.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I go step by step.
yes.
So we're doing summing, and then we check the whole range of the numbers we're expecting to use.
Yes.
That's the range. Yes. And then now we go to the first category. What we're looking for is the criteria.
Condition number one. And the criteria number one was the what?
Was the revenue.
Was the revenue?
Revenue retail.
Revenue retail. That was, so for this case we selected the what? The criteria rate. We selected kwanza the what? The column for, what was the column it was for? Financial. So we selected all the data in that financial. And then now ikatuuliza the criteria one, because we need that criteria. So itakuwa inatafuta to the one for the revenue retail, that is what in had. And then not only that, there was another condition. If that revenue retail is for 2014, and then tumepata ngapi? 731. Can somebody confirm to us, because hiyo data sio kubwa sana zilipo? Can somebody ujaribu ufanye tu, uende uangalie, so tutumie tu 2014 peke yake na tuangalie retail. We can try to do it manually so that we see whether whatever we are doing is correct or not. Brenda, I'm lost in the criteria selection. Eh? The criteria. No problem with that. There's no problem with that. Maybe because we can.
A few questions.
Yes.
First question is it word specific? For example, we wrote revenue retail. So if you pay your rated revenue retail, but we told it revenue something else, and we just wanted anything revenue, revenue food, revenue clothes, revenue. Is it word specific?
Yeah, it is specific. This one is simply specific. Eh? You know, these are just the sample data we are using. Eh? But now to kienda kwa specific data, so we'll select, you know, the reason why nimetumia hii data, nimeona it is a large enough to be, tunaweza tumia for practical purposes. I don't know whether I'm getting to be specific, is it?
Oh, like you see, you use the revenue retail, so it has used the revenue retail
Only.
Yeah, but if you put revenue, just searching for the word revenue, we need to
but now so we still have the revenue, eh? No. Do we have the revenue in that?
Yeah, we have different revenues.
We have different revenue. Eh? Yeah. But now, if you need actually the revenue, we have the column for the revenue there. We have the mapping. No, mapping there. Oh, we have the mapping. So maybe we can use that. Why are we using column D and not for the? Sikuelewi nyaki. Unasema why are we using column D and not for the question? Anamaanisha aje? Can somebody assist?
I guess I'm going up from the visual other revenue. So we've not answered the question. We've done an example.
Yeah, so I think that question imejibiwa na what you know? So before I'd say that before we started lesson, tuachane na hizo maswali. Tunataka kupata the concepts kwanza. So we need kwanza to know the word. Leave around about the specific questions there. That one we'll do it later. One is ukishaielewa. Uwezi anza leo concepts of the Sumif na unaenda straight away kujibu. Hata vile tulikuwa tunafanya kwa class kama ni this, what do we call, like for example the data tables, tunasoma kwanza kujua and then tunajibu. So now maybe you can answer that question. Now we are just trying to come up with our own examples. We're just using our own examples for us to understand the what, to understand the how to use the Sumif with F. So I think I've answered your question, Anyakio. So this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. But there is somebody ameniuliza, are you okay now? Are you okay now? Mwenye ameuliza, I'm lost. Brenda, are you okay? Ama nirudie? Are you okay ama turudie that one? Because I wanted the whole class to calculate the what? Calculate the what the average equal S. Tukitumia the same criteria. Unaona yenye tumetumia kwa sum. We need to use the same. So the criteria hapa nilikuwa nimesema ya kwanza it was what? The first it was revenue. The revenue retained. We use that, and then another condition. This was condition 1. This criteria. This was criteria 1, and then criteria number 2. Criteria number 2 was what? Was the year. So and then the year was what? 2014. So tulikuwa tunatumia only 2 conditions for that case. Tulikuwa tunatumia 2 conditions, but now I don't want us to use the word. Sitaki tutumie some if with S. Nataka tufanye nini? Average if with S, and then also we do the count if with S. So if we do that, at least tutakuwa tumeelewa whatever we are doing today. So we can go back now and then we can solve our question. So I want you to try this one. Unless there is somebody maybe chaelewa hii example ya kwanza. Kama mtu achaelewa tutarudia. All of us tutarudia criteria. So let me rudia the word, the criteria number ile ya kwanza. Acha nirudie ya kwanza and then tujaribu tufanye hizo zingine. Okay, so let me just try to let me just zoom out to 75. Let me just zoom out, and then I go to the cell address. It is column A, number 1. Sorry. A1, then I press enter. So okay, so maybe I can do it down here. Ama imekuwa tudogo sana, ama it is visible. Is it okay? Ama ni increase nirudishe tu iko 100.
Yeah.
So example 2, some if. Ama nitumie average because it is the same, tutatumia the same grade. So but average ilikuwa nataka ndio wengine tujaribu. The only what you will change is the the same as some if with S, some if with S. Oh, I start from there. Okay. Okay, there is somebody who is not okay in the class. There is somebody who is not okay about that. Ama sijasoma hiyo message vizuri. Oh, yeah. Okay, it is Sumif. It's not Sumif with us. Is that the case, Brenda? Kuna mtu anaweza kuja kudemonstrate kwa class?
Yeah.
Unaweza? Just come. Stick up. You repeat the same thing. Just repeat the same what we are doing. Just repeat the same.
Sumif.
Yeah. Not average. Sumif. So some if. Yes, sir. Interesting.
Okay, some ifs, and then we're going to take this. Some ifs. that range, the criteria is going to be equal or greater than 50. The long
Because if you use this one, clean require increasing in just use the lot of it, what making inside. So I think use that one. Give the equal side, must have the equal side. See,
so some ifs, and then now we put the range. And then criteria 1 is equal to or greater than greater than 50. This is the first criteria was revenue retail. The second one was from here.
I think criteria range 1 should be the financial parts, and then you highlight it all because this is some ifs.
Yeah.
Because it has more than 2 conditions. So yeah, downwards for criteria range 1. So the equal sign for greater than should be there. If I'm not wrong.
I doubt because
Because this is some ifs.
yeah.
You remember some if was the one used for the greater or equal to.
Yeah.
But this is some ifs.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, for some range you have choose correctly, right?
Yeah.
Criteria range 1, now you go to the financials, then you select the whole parts, and then you choose whatever you want from the let's say it's revenue region, it should come under criteria 1. And then if it's criteria range 2, like it's the year, as you go to the column of the year, you choose it, and then you go to criteria 2, you choose the whichever year you want.
Okay, so where is it going to be greater than 50?
That is some if.
Oh, so it's not the revenue.
So it is some ifs.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get you. So we're not using the 50. Okay.
So the criteria range 1,
revenue retail and
so you go to the financial part.
You just no, some no. Because criteria 1 is revenue retail, it's like criteria is 2014. Wait, criteria range.
Yeah, it's you have to highlight. Remember, you see criteria range. There is a range of.
Oh, you like it, so you can select.
Yeah, you see the criteria range.
Yeah.
There is a range you have to choose.
Okay.
So you go to where after financials, you criteria 1, you go to revenue retail.
Okay, so criteria range 1, you come to
One.
criteria range 1.
Criteria 1 first is revenue retail. Criteria range 1. It's select from financial up down, not the range.
So some range we already agreed. Okay, some range.
Some range is okay.
So criteria range 1 come to financial. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And then this we are going to now write revenue retail. Revenue retail.
Yeah.
And then now this next one is areas.
Select.
Yeah.
You can write post and then either.
It's okay.
Just select a cell that has the rational.
Yeah,
It's name.
Then we come to this, and then we're going to say 2014. I don't think that works.
let's say okay.
It's writing 0. It's writing 0.
Let's just like say okay. We are doing this something. We are doing something.
Submit with S.
Yes.
Like the one.
Yes.
So maybe we have to just try. Maybe wewe umetense kidogo. Lakini si wewe ndio ulikuwa unaniambia hata wewe. Okay, so the criteria is the column with the amounts. So let us repeat it. Let us repeat it. So equal sign, and then I insert the function, and then the function is SUMIF with S, SUMIF with S, and then the sum range. The sum range ndio sasa the amounts. So I've selected the amounts because they are what? They are money, or they are numbers for that case. So and then now the criteria range number 1. Hiyo kitu ndio mnafaa mjue. Criteria range number 1. So it means that tutafaa to select all the column. Unaona? So criteria range number 1 is what? Tulikuwa tumesema financial, to see the divert. So control, shift, and then down. And then now the to be specific, the specific criteria, Abel alikuwa ametuambia, we go to the what? To the revenue and then retail. Okay? And then unaona sasa tukienda to the criteria 1, assuming that tulikuwa na condition moja tu. Unaona tungepata ngapi? 21,66. But now we have also criterion number 2. Of which the criterion number 2 is the what? Is the year. That was the year, and then control, shift, and then down. And then now the criteria should be what? Tumesema 2014. Tumesema 2014. We have said 2014. So if I select 2014, automatically you can see there. Assuming that we go to another criteria, tuangalie 2014. Tuangalie 2015, for example, nikuje hapo 2014, if I click 2014, the answer will be definitely different. And then if we go to the 2016, I'm expecting also the answer to be different, but unaje kidogo tu with a difference. But that is criteria. So, you know, you can come up with,
Question.
So the answer should be 2014, and then I click OK. Yes, happen. So,
Before you close that stuff, if we try to, instead of selecting a 2014, and then it gives us a reference, we just type 2014, the answer.
no, yeah, it will be okay. We can as well type. It is allowed. It is allowed. We can type. You know, provided what is very important there is twilight you. No, your criteria range. Number 1, twilight the whole thing. So we type, provided whatever you are typing for that within that range, it will definitely give you the answer. So I want you ask to do what, especially for the physical classes, and then also online. You know, the online classes, huwezi jua kama mmefanya ama mmelala. Yes? Yeah? Oh, Sumif. Okay, so if somebody is requesting we do Sumif. So Sumif equal sign, and then I insert Sumif. Unajua Sumif haina mambo mingi. Actually haina mambo mingi because it is only one condition, only one criteria. So like for example, for our case here, because it is our criteria, wacha tutumie the word, the mapping. Okay? tutumie the mapping. So the criteria range, so the range, what you select the amount, what are the amount, eh? So the amount, so control shift and then down, and then now our criteria is the mapping, nakuja mapping, so the revenue, and then control shift and then that one, and then now I think that one nimefanya. So for the criteria unaandika the criteria ni nini unataka from what we have selected, what we have selected, maybe greater than 50 or less than what, or less than 50 or something like that. Okay, so nothing else, and then I just click okay, and then I'll get my answer. Okay, so this one, it is only from today onwards, ukitumia some if, unajua ni condition ni moja. Is it okay, pronoun? Or you are still repeating? So meanwhile, nataka tufanye inaitwa nini? Average if, the count if, and then count if with s, and then average if, and then average if s. Kindly let us try it in our laptops. I will be going round to check. You can start with any average. I'll be going round to see what we Kenya tunafanya. Na mtu hajasign ama? Physical. Naona wenye wamesign 1, 2, 3. Then we have 5. Ya 6 and plus. So let us try to do that. Jaribu nifanye that. Tukimalizia hapo haina shida leo. Provided sasa maneno ya count if, sum if, average if, that one. So that tomorrow we do the index and match and then we do something else. So make sure that you practice that perfectly about the count if, sum if, average if. So try to do that, and then maybe you can also. So hapo answer criteria. So criteria ndio so unaenda criteria ni graduate kupata tangu for different. Lakini naanza na renga. Kisha na kuja criteria. So then you make sure that you say, Muse, ukishamalizana nayo, you save it. When you are done, you save. So let me just end this one for them. So we make sure that we practice about what we have done today. Some if, count if, average if, make sure that you perfect so that maybe the first few minutes tomorrow we try to answer that question. But meanwhile, also you try